welcome everyone. Sorry I got a late start this morning. Trying to get it together. As usual. No one's truly got it together. People are just better at acting that they do than others. Nevertheless, waiting for some people to get in here. I should have announced my lies, but I never do. I just do them. But I encourage everyone to, when you could probably do it online, look at the price of vegetables. Just hey, go. Good to have you in here, man. I'm just doing one right off the rip, like I usually do. No plan, no schedule, just get her done kind of guy. Been doing a lot on TikTok and Rumble, but because I got in trouble with YouTube there for a little minute, still am. Anyway, man, have you looked at the price of freaking vegetables at the grocery store, or just look at them over the internet from the grocery store? Holy moly, have they gone up, and they've gone up almost 40% in the last year. That's crazy, man. So right now, we're experiencing one could say a vegetable shortage. And I know some old timers. Hell, I'm 57 years old, so that means I'm halfway past being 100 years old. So I know a couple things. And I know a lot of people. And the old timers are like, man, my plants are not doing good. They're growing, they're wilting. The weather's acting strange. So it's looking like we're going to have a bad crop this year, which is really going to raise the price of vegetables even more. So what we need to do is is to start growing your own, man. Just start growing your own. And for the people that are not growing their own, they need to. They need to start learning how to grow these vegetables. And who's to know, the point in time may come, if you live near a nuclear power plant, because they'll still run whether there's no sun or not, okay? Such as if any event happens that blots out the sun, well, and I absolutely do not like nuclear power plants, okay? But let me finish this, I'll answer that question. But, dude, man, when the sun blacked out, that's the only stuff that's going to run. So if you're living near one of those biohazardous waste places, you may have to grow indoors, with lights. I think that may be the future of what's going down. All this spraying and toxifying the land and all these solar, they're taking over these farms and putting these solar farms up. All that's telling me, man, ultimately they're going to indoor grow. And what do you think about GMO seeds? Are they cause of it? It's hard to find any natural seeds. Hey, just guess. Good to have you. Good to have you. All right, cool. Man, if I had some sense about me, I would not, but I'll eat anything. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, I'll eat damn near anything. I will. I've been truly hungry before. But, okay, the cost of vegetables is going through the roof. All right? So, it's a cause and effect. Well, these animals, for us non-vegetarians, non-vegans, people like me that eat meat, well, that's going to cause that price of that to go up too, because they feed those cattle and chickens and all grains, and so it's going to be cause and effect. And with the shortage of food, and there is a food shortage, by the way, don't take my word for it, just look it up. It's already starting, and the weather's acting crazy. So keep prepping, keep prepping. You know, turn my camera around real quick. Do the things, bucket your food up, for your old. I call these my old shit buckets, when I can't farm and I can't forage, I got my buckets. That's why you have food put back, is when you can't farm enough or you can't forage enough, then you have this for whatever reason. Okay, so let me turn this back around. But that's why you prep, really, because you never know, and I'm down here in Florida where these hurricanes are, man. I don't know. People's memories are short. What it is, it's not. There is so much chaos going on in the world, and so much distraction. Of every week is some new disaster, some new war, some new something. That, dude, man, it's hard to stay focused, and people are losing their minds. But not to even think about, Russia and Ukraine, and now we got battleships and subs sitting off the coast of Venezuela. That means we're going to take them because we've been villain. Remember, it started with MS-13 from Venezuela, how our government's been villainizing Venezuela. Well, now they're fixing to, I think they're fixing to take it, but that's just my opinion, or do something. And, we already got troops down on the other side of the border without permission, by the way, which technically that's an act of war. They're looking for the cartel members without permission of that. I just don't see how that could end badly. But anyway, it is what it is. So really, what all is going on in the world? Hey, just guess. Good. I thought, yeah, okay. So what all's going on in the world, man? We can't really do a whole lot about that. But we can try to control our environment. And that's what you want to do. You want to learn how to grow, like you like carrots and potatoes and things like that. And if you're south of the Mason-Dixon line, because that's where I specialize at, I can grow and survive anywhere. But in the south is where I'm really good at it. Sweet potatoes, man. You can eat the sweet potato leaves for salad. And you can eat the sweet potatoes when they're ready. But really, if you live out in the sticks, instead of just don't just focus on gardening, foraging is the key. For instance, if you're in a place that, say, worst case scenario, becomes radioactive for whatever reason, you can go to another area, but a dandelion is a dandelion. You can forage, and those forage plants are much more healthier for. I'm not a doctor; it's not medical advice. They make you feel better, and they have no pesticides, no weird crap, except for the crap that they're spraying in the air, and only God knows what that is. But besides that, they're gonna get us one way or another. And now y'all be ready for these mosquitoes. Did you hear from her?
Yes.
Is she ready to roll?
She's pitting cherries right now.
Yeah, I plan on going live with Tamara.
And she says y'all two think alike.
Yeah.
The only.
What? Come on, little Miss Pepper. Let's have it. I'm in the middle of life.
Okay, the way you would have to do it is before you hit when you're setting up a live.
There's no way. You're going to have to do it. You know I'm a dummy.
I know.
Technically. I'm a technical dummy, I admit it, okay? She has got to be smart enough for the both of us, especially on this technical stuff. Now, as far as blunt force trauma and, being the guard dog, I'm your man. But other than that, no. You got to mash the button. Somebody
When would
does.
you like to do it?
Whenever she wants. ASAP. I'm already in one. We could, if she, because I want her to show her garden and what she, because it's a different time of year and all. Yeah, I'm trying to draw a guest up, man, that her garden looks like freaking Jurassic Park, bro. And this stuff I'm telling you need to learn how to do.
Yeah, she's pitting cherries right now.
Yeah, see, she's working in her garden right now. Pitting cherries. But her garden, I saw it and I was like, oh, dude, man. Because I got a green thumb, man. If I got a green thumb, that woman's got like radioactive green thumb, man, as well as big and beautiful as those plants were she had. Oh my God. That garden was off the chain, man. And you know what? But that takes experience. I guarantee you when I don't know, but I'm sure the first time she tried it, she didn't do so well, just like me, But now that she's got it figured out. So don't think, oh, there's no food, I'm going to grow a garden. That's not going to work. You got to know how to do that kind of stuff before it hits the fan. You're not just going to learn how to garden after. And then when you do, if you got a regular traditional garden, you're going to have to guard it. That's why I still am big about wild edibles, that most people think are weeds that are actually better for you than anything you could buy at the grocery store. That's what I specialize in. And you don't have to hunt it. You don't have to chase it down. You don't have to snare it. You don't have to beat it in the head. You just harvest it. And most of the time cook it. It's really that easy. And, occasionally run you a snare, catch you a fish, my retirement program is literally just to live in a tent next to a river and run some bush hooks and some snares and just live, man. I am over this system. I'm over it. Right now, y'all notice my regulars, I'm out of the bunker because, I'm just going to put out there a piece of crap, soon to be ex-son-in-law, cleaned the bank account out, runned off with the car, left my daughter high and dry, 2 youngins, and so we're helping each other, and she's and I get to spend time with my grandkids, man. So and my daughter, and we both got a very dark sense of humor. My poor son.
Yeah, y'all do have a dark sense of humor.
No, Miss Pepper, we got a dark sense of humor. My son, he just don't get it, man. And we're always getting, we're just different. Different breed. But yeah, so garden your little heart out, man. If nothing else, just to learn how to lower your costs, because like I said, this vegetable inflation is crazy. And hey, Fruity Pebbles, good to have you in here.
Hey, girl.
Little Miss Pepper's right there, but she's communicating, getting my foot back in the ring, so to speak. But yeah, but and there's a lot going on in the world, man. We're fixing. Well, I don't know what America's fixing to do. You never, man, from one day to the next, you don't know what the hell's going on. These guys have lost their minds. Yeah, gardening is not cheap in the upstart. You are absolutely, I started to bring that up. You're absolutely correct. Oh, and Miss Pebble said,
Hey.
yeah, it's not, but see, if you were raised like me, with no resources, you learn how to use the tools you have at hand, okay? And what I mean by that is, what would be expensive for some people to do, for others would not. Such like, for instance, what is your, maybe I can help you out, what is your most expense in the upstart of gardening? I mean, it can't, you're right, it can be very expensive, especially, as you're learning. But once you learn, tell me what's your most, expensive upstart. I may be able to give you a solution because, I have to do things without resources, or I just, I was raised that way. You use what you have. So, if you have bad soil, okay. I bet I've spent more on my tomatoes this year than I would of the cost of me buying all tomatoes in this year. Yes, that's true. But okay, first I'll give you the good side. The good side is you did it though. You planted them, you grew them, and they probably tasted better than any tomatoes you've ever had in your life. And you're learning, okay? Now, if they're heirloom tomatoes, next time you do that, you get a couple of tomatoes, slice them, get the seeds out, dry the seeds, grow them yourself in your own dirt that you have made by not throwing away eggshells, not throwing away banana peels, by making your own compost. You make your own soil. That way you're not spending money. But you're right though, it is expensive. It's getting the fencing up to keep the deer and the bunnies out. Yes, I have that same problem. But, oh boy here, I had that same problem. Okay, but I'm a hunter, okay? So, I'm just going to be honest with you. My garden, a lot of times, is kind of like bait. But it's all according to where you live. Where I'm at, man, we got so many feral wild hogs. You don't never got to go to the grocery store and get no meat if you eat pork. They're everywhere. And when you catch them near your garden, you just, you do what you got to do. And down here where we're at, if the deer are a menace and taking your garden out, well, then, you want to check your local laws. But as far as I know, you have the right to take them out. And then that's free food. So, but yeah, the fencing can be costly. What I do, because I'm down here and, part of being a survivalist, a prepper, is being a good scavenger also. So, the fencing is a big deal and it is costly. You're right about that. So, just throwing stuff out there, okay? I don't know if it's an option for you, but down here, man, people throw away all kind of stuff. I pick up fencing. I pick up barbed wire that's still pretty good. I pick up a lot of stuff to where, like I said, I dry my own seeds. I use my own seeds. I make my own dirt. Well, I don't make the dirt. I just help it get better. Yeah, make. Okay, I'll get all the mulch I can handle from tree trimming companies. Yes! A lot of people, yes, yes. And once you have seeds, you can mail more seeds from what you grow. Yes, yes. That, I've said it on other videos, man. Get that free mulch. Now, you'll have a lot of people say, oh, you don't want that because it's too acidic. Give it a little time and study how to take a little of the acidicness out. No, man. That's a great source of your own dirt, is getting that tree mulch. It really is. And it's a great source of, like, if you live somewhere that's in a wet area, just let them keep dumping and dumping and dumping, and that stuff will biodegrade into dirt, and it'll literally build that wet land up to dry land. You learn that kind of stuff living in Florida, because, we got a lot of swamps down here. But yeah, that's great. See, that saves you a lot of money right there just by getting them companies to drop them tree trimmings off. See, so you know you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Chickens take a bit to upstart also, but once it's done, it's done. That's first eggs I get cost me yes, almost 3K. Yes, yep. Yeah, you're I'm not even going to I'm going to be honest. You're right. You're right. But me now, here I go, Not, I mean, I know a lot of people with a lot of chickens, so and honestly, I don't even have chickens because my neighbor has chickens and we just barter. But so I don't feel that pain. Now, I raised rabbits for a long time and man, you know, and I grew most of their food. But where I live at, there's so many wild rabbits. As I'm feeding these rabbits, there's literally wild rabbits everywhere and I'm like, why am I feeding these rabbits? I could just hunt the ones running around here. So that's what I did. But with the eggs, there's no wild chickens right where I'm at. But surprisingly, there is some wild chickens down here in a few places. But good luck finding their eggs. But eggs is a great source of protein. I feel though we're at war with them. Have you noticed how lactose intolerant people are getting? And now they got this new tick that if it bites you, you're allergic to meat forever, and just all kinds of weird stuff going on, man. Why they want us on a plant-based diet so bad, I don't know. I know it's control, and they will ultimately end up growing it probably in old WalMarts and stuff. That's what I think. That HM, all that weird science crap they put in it, where we probably glow at night when we go to sleep, and be the only source of vegetables you have if you can't grow them yourself. And I know experienced growers that are right now having crop failure. And they're like, man, the weather, and this is not fear mongering, just it's facts, man. Like there's this one old dude on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but I watch his channel because he really knows what he's talking about. But it's called Porch Time. I can't. He's respected, man. A lot of people, and they maybe someone know who I'm talking about. But even him, and he's like a master grower, man. That dude really knows his stuff. And he's having crop failure this year, and he's like, the weather's weird. And this old timer, he journals everything, and it's in his journals, man. This stuff is not normal. What's going on this year, as far as the crops and everything. So there is going to be a vegetable shortage unless you grow your own and yours don't fail. That's facts. So really, what I would do is I would just go out and can, in glass because let me show you something. I have stuff. Cans like this, they work great. Okay, and you keep them in a cool, dark area. They'll last a long time, and they're already hydrated. Like these expired in 2023. I will have no problem eating these at all because I know they're fine. But this, this metal, when you can them in a mason jar, I trust it better if I done it myself because I know it was done right. Because you most certainly do want to... Hey, Aqua, I just noticed you. You most certainly do not want to catch botulism. But and the first steps of prepping is this, and then second steps is just jarring it up. Just go down and buy a bunch of vegetables and can them yourselves. And then you're like, okay, the shit's fixing to hit the fan. All the wild game will be hunted to extinction. So start hunting before everyone else does and go ahead and smoke and salt and preserve or can that meat. That way you got to put it back. Because once it gets bad, you're going to see everybody, every fishing hole, and everywhere with a rod and reel. I mean, that's the way this is going.
Pure Gold said, we do 4 pigs a year. Quick way to grow out 800 pounds of meat in 6 to 8 months.
Yes, and those things will eat anything. And beware of someone that's got pigs. Don't go trespassing up on there. But, because the pigs will eat anything like I see it. But, yeah, that's really the way to do it. Me, though, I don't know, it's like an addiction. If there's no challenge, the little Miss Purple will tell you, as soon as the challenge is gone, I'm just not interested all that much in anything. And, so I like the hunting and the snaring, you know, and the fishing and the hunting and most of all, honestly, most of all, I like the foraging. Really.
Ark said, just put out salt licks for deer.
Heck yeah, man. And that's the way you do it, too. You plant corn for them, put salt licks out, whatever you got to do. It's only fair, right? You know, you feed them a little bit and they feed you a whole bunch. You know? And I'm kind of ghetto gangster, man. You know, this is well, just check out a post I put on TikTok anyway. You'd be like, holy shit. That one ghetto gang. Well, not hunting at night with a light. Anyway, it was funny. Not that I would ever do that. No. But rumor has it that deer will stand still when you got that light shining on them. I don't know. I just heard that from somebody.
Pure Gold said, we get 2 deer a year off of our property.
Yeah, and that's a renewable resource.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And you know, that meat ain't been messed with. You know, I mean, as far as you know, that meat's eating natural stuff. No weird antibiotics, no weird injections, no nothing. Just straight up good, clean protein. And it's a renewable resource. And me, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, security is also part of survivalism. And, you know, when you're hunting, you're really upping your warrior skills because, you know, drawing blood's drawing blood, man. We got 2 deer. Okay, what's the next one for me?
I got a mouthful of food.
Oh, you got a lot of them down there? See,
No.
that's... Oh.
This
phone will keep up with the chat.
And I think a good thing to mention is a fruit tree orchard. That was the first thing we started with. When we got this property.
Yeah. Now I don't know where you're located at, but down here in Florida right now, you know, see, I call it, you know, what makes a person fail or they make it is you can try a recipe and it'll work really good for a while, but then sometimes you need to change your recipe up. Well, now down here in Florida, we got like so many orange tree diseases and you know, fruit tree diseases of that nature. And Florida's weather is changing. It's changing to tropical. And right now, like my guavas, anything tropical, my guavas, my turmeric, anything tropical is growing like crazy. You can even grow coffee down here in Florida now. So, do I believe in global warming? Yeah, but it's a process. It's not just humans doing it. It's a process of the world. You know, that's, you know, weather changes. You know, how, so what, were we responsible for the Ice Age? Or were we responsible for the Ice Age for it not to be the Ice Age? So I'm sure we're responsible for some of it, but no, not like they say. But the world's changing, man. I mean, And right now in Florida, tropical plants is the way to go. Cause man, I got so many dang old guavas. I was like, and guava is one of my favorite food in the whole world. And I got so many of them. I was like, man, I can't eat another guava. I gotta start giving these things away. Cause they're delicious, but go. Oh, she's trying to read it. Like I said, I'm having, man, ever since I've made YouTube mad, boy, they've been making it rough on me.
Even Mr. Prepper might enjoy that challenge airsoft on a thief trying to take a package from someone's front yard.
Let me tell you something about that airsoft. If I get one of them airsoft dispensers, because, YouTube, I don't even know anymore. You don't know what to say anymore without offending somebody, some platform. You can't say nothing. I'm going to speak anyhow. So, I can turn the feet per second of those projectiles up. And from 10, 15 feet away, 5 feet away, you mag dump 300 rounds in someone's face, and dude, they are going to have a bad day. They're probably never going to be able to use these again because they're going to be gone. So, as ridiculous as it sounds, I am the one guy that will bring an airsoft seed dispenser to a real pew-pew fight. I just got to get close enough, and I know that. Remember, the weapon don't make the man makes the weapon. Learn its limitations, and you're good.
Say hello to Winter Homestead.
Hey, Winter Homestead, good to have you in here. We love new people in here, subscribe and all, and, we're in this together, even though it feels like you're alone, but you're not. There is a lot. I'm working 2 jobs.
Oh, say hello to Shannon.
Hey, Shannon, good to have you. I'm working 2 jobs. My wife's working 2 jobs. My daughter's working 2 jobs. And dude, the price of living down here in Florida, it's about to be a civil war down here. Cause us Florida people, okay?
Ground fog.
Hey, Ground Fog, we are getting priced. So many people are moving to Florida that we're getting priced out of everything to we're starting to feel some sort of way. We see an out of state tag, we're like, please don't move here.
Oh, because of that, I have to tell you this story.
Okay, well, here you can.
Okay, so there was this, I seen.
Speak up.
This a truck, and they had a thing on the back of their bumper because they had an out of state tag, and they said, please don't honk at me, I am renting this vehicle.
It's bad, because this is what they're doing. They're building all these damn big ass housing developments, but they're not building the infrastructure for them.
Oh.
We got these dang 2-lane roads that used to be in the middle of nowhere. Now you can walk down faster than you can drive because of damn traffic, because so many people's down here.
Winter Homestead said crazy prices in Washington State.
Yeah, and it's nuts down here. I was arguing with some nuts telling me all the cost of housing in Florida hasn't gone up, and I'm like, apparently you don't live here.
And Ground Fog is digging the Tiger Stripe.
Well, this is one I originally wore. That's why dang old Canadian Pepper wore that Tiger Stripe one when he started his shit. But that was all in fun. It wasn't like those other jerks. Anyway. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so, man, y'all get to planting them seeds and make sure it's heirloom, man, to where you can reseed. Because, look at the price of these vegetables. If you're even going to be able to get them, I mean, control the food, you control the people.
Oh, Shannon's doing a live stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And she's reading the women of the Bible.
All right. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. You know, if y'all are into the Bible and all, and especially for a woman, you know, that's awesome, Shannon. That's you know, to me, you know, that kind of knowledge is the most important knowledge in the world.
Oh, Goat said, out of all the videos I've done, YouTube took the video of mine down and it pissed me off. Two cops helping an old lady changing her car tire, and yes, the cops and the old lady were okay with the video.
It's censorship. It's getting out of control. It's getting out of hand. That's why I got so, you know, they're going to penalize me and say, well, you got to get this much view time when I have enough view time in 1 month to be monetized. Just 1 month of my channel. Even though, you know, if I was consistent, I would have 100,000 subscribers. And now I'm going to be. I'm going to be consistent. But, you know, just one little thing, man, and they strike you down. It's ridiculous. Honestly, they think they don't want people knowing this kind of stuff. Really. I really do. And I do believe this channel is shadow banned, especially after I got in trouble. If you'd seen that video I posted, that was a bit much. But got me 300 new subs before they took it down. I hope some of y'all got to see it. The video was well within the rules and it promoted positivity. Yeah, but they don't want to see that. That's not, you know, unfortunately, Goat, that's what the world has come to. People don't want to see somebody trying to help somebody. They want to see the other way. It's sad, man. And a lot of people are on the edge, you know, especially down here trying to pay these bills. So I just encourage you to look, just pretend there's not Ukraine and pretend there's not that Pakistan and Israel, and you know, we can send all this money over to Israel. And if you're pro-Israel, I don't care. If you're pro-Palestine, I don't care. I don't care. Got nothing to do with what I'm going to say. I'm saying we're spending all that money over there when we could be housing these homeless veterans, man. What happened to America first? I don't get it, you know. I mean, damn, you know, we're the backbone of this. Hey, JD, good to have you. If the government can't tax it, they make it illegal. Yeah. And, you know, I could say some stuff, but I know it'll get flagged, but just do the math and use a little bit of a critical thinking and maybe even think that, you know, maybe our government has done some things that were kind of shady, which is facts, by the way, you know, done like tests on soldiers with stuff and without their consent. And well, could all this, you know, be to take out somebody's competitors? Question everything. Question everything. Because I can't, because of that one damn video that got me screwed on this platform, there's something I want to say so bad that I can't say to prove that there's more to this than meets the eye.
Did you say hi to JD?
Yeah, I did. There's more to this than what, you know, what are all these ICE agents going to do for a living after they round up all the illegals? Why is the military being deployed all around the country? Well, they say to round up the illegals. They're doing some of that. But remember, Putin, when he was stacking on the border of Ukraine, that it was just a training exercise, nothing to see here, nothing to worry about. And as soon as that started, if y'all go back in my videos, as soon as that started, I said they're going to attack Ukraine. And I don't care if you're on the left or if you're on the right. It's damn Kamala Harris, whoever she's not smart enough to do it. So somebody told her to do it. But what really caused this, I don't care what people believe, what you think you know, but if you do the real research, what happened was, and everybody, the CIA, the FBI, any guy like me, and I'm not CIA or none of that crap, but any guy like me, I respect those guys. I didn't mean it that way, but I'm saying any guy like me that is a man of the world and knows, when she went over there and asked Ukraine to become part of NATO, that was a declaration of war, man. And now Hillary is agreeing with Trump. Are you kidding me? And what she's agreeing about is spending money for America to make all of these things that go boom to send over there to population control people, which is all that money could be housing our homeless veterans. And in my opinion, as long as that stuff stays over there, it's none of my business. It comes over here, well, then it's my business. Kind of like my neighbors. I don't give a shit what you do. You better keep that shit over there. Goat. Sorry. That's why I had so much gear. I handed it out to the best to help them. And yes, getting a tick for doing so is worth it. Yes, it is. It is. Good job there, Goat. Good job, man. Sir, I came here to Indonesia. There are many types of fish for alligator anglers here. Yes, they are. There's a lot of good fishing down here. There's the proof. Well, I wouldn't have all them rod and reels. I wouldn't have all them rod and reels if there weren't good fishing down here. I can tell you that. Okay, JD, most people don't have a clue what's really going on in this world. They don't. You're right. Most people have no clue. And I kind of find it, I want to find the right words. Ironic, kind of, you'll hear it on YouTube and then, it's a conspiracy. And then later, when they can't hide it no more, then sometimes you'll hear it on the mainstream media. And all the people that you told what was going on, oh, you're crazy, da 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 da. But then when they see them on the main, they never tell you they're right. But I always say, I told you so.
Or where'd you hear that from?
Just like they said, there's, a nurse of all people should know this answer. But I was somewhere and I'm like, I am not putting on that thing over my face. I'm not doing it. And she's like, you have to. And we got an argument. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. And she's like, and then she tried explaining this and that. And I was like, you don't even know what you're talking about, because she didn't. And then I said, there's nanotechnology in that. She argued. I'm like, look, just please, just Google it. Just Google it. That's all you got to do. Google, is there nanotechnology in the... Just Google it. And she did, and then she was like, she about fainted. But she's like, all right, well, you were right about that, but you're wrong about everything else. And I was talking about clots and other things, that's been happening a lot lately. And she said, but you're wrong about all that. And I'm like, well, damn, I'm just a redneck and you're a nurse and I'm more educated than you are? What the hell are they teaching these people in college? Shannon, they are asleep. They will wake up when the EBS goes off. Yes, they will. And then they're not going to know what to do because they haven't scenarioed it out. And thank you, Jade, for agreeing, because, that's just the way I feel. I just speak my opinion. I try to keep my emotions out of it, which is damn near impossible, but I try. Because, if you think without emotions, you can think more logically, you know. So, and I've learned to do that by working as a bouncer and dealing, because you cannot conquer an irrational person with rationality. No matter how much you try, it does not work. That's why I like to go on TikTok and argue with some of these people that are uneducated, and because I'm a reader, man. I read a lot. I don't mistake the Southern drawl for ignorant, because I'm not. But am I the smartest person in the room? Well, I'm the only person in the room right this moment. So yeah, but when little Miss Prepper comes in here, she's much smarter than I am. But so there's that. But I still know things. I see things the way this is headed. So I just encourage everyone, grow, 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 so you learn how to forge. I got a lot of videos on forging wild edibles. When all else fails, that stuff is out there and it's better for you. It's more healthy. As soon as we get straight here, man, I finally got a phone where I can go live fishing and things like that. So we'll be having some fun. So I appreciate that, and thanks for hanging in there, and I appreciate y'all so much. And I've been following you for a couple years at least. I really like your channel. I haven't seen you lately. Thanks, Jade. I appreciate that. That's because I'm shadow banned. They shadow ban I put some up that pissed them off. They shadow ban the channel. So everyone, please make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification button, even though on a lot of people it goes off an hour after I've been. They don't want people to know what I'm teaching. That's just facts. And who is they? The Bill Gates, the George Soroses, those people like that in the world. That's who they are. The NHO, the Clinton Foundation, and do some independent research. Where in the world did the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation, get all that money? Do some homework. You'll be like, holy what the hell? Man, these politicians should not be able to get that rich like that. That's some shady stuff, man. You're not making that kind of money being a public servant. All right, with that, this is All American Prepper. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate y'all's comments. Make sure y'all check out Shannon's Bible study tonight. It will be awesome. Tomorrow night? Yeah. Okay. Get gold and silver before the banks collapse. Also, get food and freedom, whatever, some way to defend yourself. With that, stay frosty, stay ready, stay dangerous, and have a blessed day. Thank y'all.